guys? How y'all doing on this Monday evening of the Monday of the week of Christmas 2020? Yes, usually, again, I'm sorry I didn't set my angle up again to have the tree, but I'm kind of trying to get this review in before Raw, even though, of course, is Raw going to be that good when advertised as a normal 6-man tag match between 3 baby faces and 3 heels and whatnot, and, you know, why keep going around in circles? Well, who the heck knows? But it doesn't matter, because what's going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man at 93, and I am here live to talk about last night's pay-per-view, the final pay-per-view of 2020 in WWE. WWE tables, ladders, and chairs. Fire. Oh my. Had to throw that one in there because of that main event, which we will talk about that. But yeah, so this is, again, my live review from last night's pay-per-view. To my surprise, I thought this was a good show. I can't say I really hated anything on this show. Some things I'm still wondering about what's going to happen, but... And there's a few little nitpicks I have on this show, but I can say this was a good show. I didn't hate it. I thought it was a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. All I had for my expectations going into this show, as I said in my preview predictions yesterday, was that I think this show is going to be full of a lot of fun spots. But in my opinion, we did get some good storytelling, that better than I thought we did. We got some other intriguing things. And also, obviously, because ratings are going down, WWE decided to start lighting things on fire. Is this just a light a fire under someone's ass or something? I don't know, but this actually was a pretty good show. I'm not going to knock it. I'll give this a thumbs up. I thought it was good. And, you know, there was only 6 matches on this show. Most of them were pretty good. Some could have been better, I will not deny. But, I really enjoyed it. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about it. But first, let's check the live chat. Let me see here. We've got Mark, first off. What's up, Mark? I'm not too bad, man, by yourself. Good start to the week. What The Miz did was stupid. He should have waited until after the match. That is true. We'll talk about that cash-in, because that's one nitpick I have about the show. Rest in peace, The Fiend 2019 to 2020. We will talk about that. This is what Tyler said. Is AJ Styles' bodyguard a real-life android or something? Because he got chair broken across his back. He didn't so much as flinch. We'll talk about that spot as well. And I hope the ending doesn't mean the end of The Fiend. I don't think it means the end of The Fiend, but we'll talk about that. That was an intriguing ending that I'm sure a lot of you don't know if you liked it or if you didn't like it. Definitely leave your thoughts about that, because that ending was interesting. We got JR, the scene when he caught on fire, he looked fake, like a doll baby stuffed animal. Feel like a stuffed animal, like the dog, the things, you know. That obviously was a dummy that they had used. And Lauren thought TLC was a decent pay-per-view. And WWE are making changes because USA is furious, which we've heard how many times, but one of those things I gotta see to believe it. Although, if it leads to people being set on fire like we did last night, yeah, I think we may be heading to a different direction. And also, there's rumor about, we're going to hit another reset button again. Well, the last time we hit a reset button was 2 years ago, right after TLC 2018. And how did that go? We got the, we're not the authority anymore. You are. And look where we got since, as I drink out of my Pirates pint glass. Okay, let's roll into the show and let's talk about it. So, the pre-show match was an 8-man tag match. I think it was Daniel Bryan, Chad Gable, Otis, and Big E taking on King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro. I saw it because I was at my friend's house. We were already watching it. And then I The only thing I remember from the match really was that Big E got the pin when he pinned Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. And because of that, this Friday on SmackDown, we're going to see Sami Zayn and Big E for the IC titles. So obviously, trying to stack that show for Christmas, get us to watch on Christmas, because, most of us probably going to be home. But yeah, we're going to have an IC title match between Big E and Sami Zayn. We're also getting a rematch with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens inside of a steel cage, which we'll talk about that match, my match of the night for sure. This tag match was fine for what I saw. Giving Big E the win, fine. So we'll probably see Big E dethrone Sami Zayn this coming Friday on SmackDown. So yeah. So the first match on the main card, to my surprise, was a TLC match. Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship TLC match. This was alright. I still even having some doubts that I felt this didn't need to be a TLC match. This probably would have been better off being a one-on-one match. It was fine for what it was. It was just, it felt a little bit slow. I mean, there was some grueling spots. Like, AJ had been working on the left knee of Drew McIntyre throughout most of the match. Excuse me. So he had working on there. I know there was times where he was using the calf crusher into the through the chair, twerking on Drew's leg. But it was like a slower moving TLC match, which is okay. But I expected better on that end. But like I said, I just still think that this match didn't need to be a TLC match. It could have been just a one-on-one regular match. This probably would have been maybe a little bit better. We had a couple of close spots. Almost on the outside again, literally just did nothing but just hand AJ stuff. And again, I still don't get why, one, AJ is a bodyguard, but two, the guy literally does nothing, just stands there and just looks intimidating, which, if he's not able to hurt anyone, then why is he meant to be intimidating? When it came to a time where I think Drew was down and the Miz and AJ was down also, Miz and John Morrison came out and they put Drew McIntyre through a table. And the Miz cashed in and made a triple threat TLC match. But then it just got weird because Miz had the win, but then almost goes in there and was holding back Miz from winning. And basically he just takes Miz down so gently, like he's cradling a baby, and just gently lets him fall through a table. It just looked awkward. Again, it just a big giant like that is supposed to be intimidating, and it's just awkward how he just he's just so gentle carrying around. It's just weird. And then John Morrison takes a chair and goes to hit Almost in the back with it, and literally Almost did not even flinch. The chair just shattered into pieces, and then Almost basically just was just staring down Morrison and chased him away. But Morrison, though, I don't get this one. Morrison wandered up the ramp, and right where he could just easily just walked out back to Gorilla, he's wandering around like he has no idea which way to go. And I'm like, that looks very awkward. And then it basically was like a three-man battle up on ladders until Drew McIntyre finally retained the championship, wasting another cash in for the Miz. I just didn't again, what was the point of even taking, I mean, again, not that we really believe that Otis would have cashed in successfully either, but if the Miz was going to fail a cash in like this, it really meant nothing, then why even put the briefcase on Miz? And if Miz not even going to feel like a qualified contender for the world title, then why was he even given the briefcase again? I don't know. It made no sense, and that just got weird. And then two, it was just okay, the Miz is about to win, but then why is Almost taking out Miz? Aren't they supposed to be heels to it? It was just, I thought that last 5 minutes got a little bit odd. I thought McIntyre retains. I don't know what's next. Maybe him and Sheamus. Who knows? We'll see what's next. Tonight on Raw, apparently they're having a match, a 6-man street fight tag match, something like that. It's supposed to be, I think it's AJ, Miz and Morrison versus McIntyre, Sheamus, and Keith Lee. Okay, I'm not sure what it was going to be, so we'll see what's next for Drew McIntyre. The second match on this card was Sasha Banks versus Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I swore on Friday on SmackDown they had announced that this match was going to be a match where if Sasha got disqualified, she would lose the title. That seemed to not be the case yet. I'm not sure where I heard that from, but it just kind of yet what I got out of the promo that Carmella cut. To my surprise, though, this was actually a pretty solid match. I actually think this was one of Carmella's best matches, not just on the main roster, but as a heel. I was getting worried it would be just another boring, match where Carmella just runs and screams, this is a super kick, or in this instance, just slams some more champagne onto Sasha Banks' back. But no, I thought both women had some pretty good back and forth action. And I still love also that Carmella's using the code of silence more again. I love that submission. It's excellent. And of course, her associate Reginald, or whatever the heck it's called, we'll try to get involved a few times. But I thought this told a smooth sailing story. It wasn't like just like a throwaway match that I thought it was going to be. It actually was a pretty solid match. Like, in a sense, I give it probably a B-. Sasha Banks, though, would retain, as she should have, by getting Carmella to tap out. So as far as what's next, I'm not sure. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. But surprisingly a good match. Again, definitely one of Carmella's best matches on the main roster. For sure. So, that was good. So, we have that match. Then we have the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston versus the Hurt Businesses, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin for the Raw Tag Team Championships. This was another good match. Although, my thing was, one, should have been a ladder match. I still think this would have been even better if it was a ladder match. And two, the only downside to it was again, we've seen it how many times? Especially with it being just one-on-one, we've seen it already how many times? They could have, thrown a ladder in there or something a little bit different just to make it a little more, different and unique. So, since it was done already how many times, it kind of hurt a little bit. What I liked, though, was the finish. Shelton Benjamin was sent up, I think, for like pay dirt or something like that to hit on Kofi Kingston to get the win. But then Cedric Alexander, he tagged himself in and hit the lumbar check on Kofi Kingston like it was nothing and gets the victory for Hurt Business to win the Raw Tag titles, which, again, excellent for sure. So the interesting part is, again, how Cedric has kind of tagged himself in. So I'm wondering if moving forward, it's definitely too early to split up the Hurt Business. Definitely, yes. But I wonder if Cedric Alexander is going to start being like that young upstart heel. Well, like the young guy who starts like letting this, this opportunity kind of get in his head, where he starts thinking that he's doing all the work and he's succeeding with it. And if he succeeds like this, like just going in there, hitting a beautiful lumbar check on Kofi Kingston, then awesome, we're off to the races. Because I think Cedric is a very excellent heel. His promos have been great. They haven't really taken away much of his in-ring ability at all. He's not a coward. I think he's come across as a very confident, high-flying heel. And, if you want to add in that, story of him starting to get a little more cocky and thinking, he has this all in the palm of his hands, then I'm for it. I'm for this, and, it was time to get the belts off New Day. Again, I love Kofi and Xavier, but it was just like, what are they doing with these titles? It was just a transition move. I don't know, just to kind of, who knows? So, the belts are off them. They're now in the Hurt Business, where they should be, and, we'll see where this goes, for sure. But good match. Like I said, probably been a little bit better if we hadn't seen it how many times and maybe been a ladder match. But other than that, once again, like I said, another good match. The next match, of course, was the one I was least excited about. For the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. It was supposed to be originally Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler taking on Asuka and Lana. But of course, they wrote Lana off TV last week after she just has an awkward pin on Nia Jax to get the victory. And then Lana gets beaten down by Nia and Shayna and she's out of the match. So Asuka needs a mystery partner. Which I still, even before revealing who it is, of course, which is obvious, it's right here in the graphic. Once again, why was the whole point of this to basically bully Lana for months, just for her to have the obvious match get her comeuppance on? Does she get written off TV and gets replaced by the women who literally gets a title shot as soon as she returns? Every time. Every time she always has to get a title shot. Charlotte Flair returned. It's the first time she's been here since, I think, June, I think it was. She took some time off. Heard some rumors she got her implants removed. Which may have been true. Of course, I'm not going to even say it. But, so Charlotte returned. And then, her and Asuka won. Now, I get the fact that, okay, Nia Jax was the one who wrote Charlotte off TV back in June. But again, my question is why would Asuka and Charlotte work well together? With their history, like that made no sense. Like, Asuka brings out Charlotte, her and Charlotte are even hugging. Like Charlotte's definitely a baby face again. But my thing is, why? Like, it doesn't make any sense as to why these two would be teaming up. And two, once again, why is Charlotte, gone for how long, comes back and immediately gets another championship? Again, I love Charlotte, she's talented, but it's just like, when I do stuff like this, it's like, why? So, I don't remember much of the match. All I remember is that Charlotte, I think it was Charlotte who pinned Shayna Baszler. At least she pinned her and to get her to tap out. Like, I was afraid whenever Charlotte had put Shayna into the figure eight. I'm like, don't you dare make Shayna Baszler tap out. But then she wins the title, so it's like there's no story to them being tag champs. Like, seriously, what's the story behind Asuka and Charlotte being tag champs? But being a team, it's like, why? Again, these tag titles are so useless. But whatever. Again, the match I probably was my least favorite on this entire show was whatever. So Asuka and Charlotte are new women's tag champs. Charlotte's also a Grand Slam champ because she didn't win the tag titles. In fact, the only thing I think at this point Charlotte hasn't done is win Money in the Bank. I think that's the only thing at this point Charlotte has not done yet. So, what else can she do? Who knows? Then we have, though, this match. This, my friends, was my match of the night. And yesterday when I did my preview and predictions for TLC, I was asked by my good friend, Robbie One Kenobi, in the modern day, what is some of your favorite TLC matches? Again, before I started watching, definitely Edge and Christian, the Dudleys and the Hardys at TLC, at SummerSlam and WrestleMania 17. But since 2013, the only two I can say that I really enjoyed that much was probably either Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, TLC 2016, and then Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Asuka, TLC 2018. This got added on right there, and may be my favorite one since 2013. This match, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Universal Championship TLC match, off the chart, outstanding. Exactly what this match needed to be. And again, you think back to their never-ending feud in 2016, where basically in the fall of 2016, we saw nothing but matches consisting of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Chris Jericho, always facing each other every single week on Raw. Where if it was for a championship, a tag match, it was the same thing over and over again. But you could not deny Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens always had good chemistry. What hurt their matches, though, was the fact that back then Kevin Owens was booked like a freaking coward. And their match at Royal Rumble 2017, outstanding, would have been even better if Kevin Owens was not booked like a coward. Kevin Owens in this match was not a coward. This, I gotta say, maybe besides his match with John Cena in his debut at Elimination Chamber, this may have been Kevin Owens' best match on the main roster. He looked awesome. And credit to Roman Reigns, he made me believe at times Kevin Owens was going to win this match. From the beginning of the match where, Owens didn't even have his own entrance, he just came out and just started beating the ever-living piss out of Roman Reigns, and these two just brawled and destroyed each other with different tables, different ladders, different chairs. One of my favorite spots was still when Roman Reigns went for a spear outside. Owens dodged him, and Roman just speared through the barricades on his own, knocking off all the barricades. We had Jey Uso get involved a few times, but Kevin Owens just fought off both of these men throughout this match like a badass. And that is exactly how Kevin Owens needs to be booked in any of his matches. He needs to be just a dominating badass, and that's exactly what he was in this match. And how many times, and I know I repeatedly said that, on my review for SmackDown, that literally, this view is just basically Roman Reigns beating the piss out of Kevin Owens every single week, but Kevin Owens wouldn't stay down. This time, they played that story so well. Even having Roman Reigns showing doubts at times. Doing all he could, spearing him, just slamming him through tables and whatnot. There was just a lot of crazy spots, car crash results as what needed to happen in this match. There was moments where Kevin Owens was a fingertip away from pulling that belt off the top and winning the match. Again, there was so many close times when it looked like this match was over, and even Kevin Owens looked like he actually stood a chance to beat Roman Reigns. Just awesome storytelling, awesome, just movement. Again, why couldn't we have this Roman Reigns years ago, as I keep saying? Like I said before too, if you thought a match with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, with Kevin Owens being a typical chicken shit heel, was good at Royal Rumble 2017, take the cowardness away, have Kevin Owens be a badass, and this is exactly what you're gonna get. And because of how good it was received, they're having a rematch on Friday inside of a steel cage. So this time, Jey Uso can't get inside to get to Roman Reigns. So Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns are going to beat the hell out of each other inside a steel cage on Friday. And again, Roman Reigns retained the championship after he choked out Kevin Owens with the guillotine at the top of the ladder. But yes, like I said, this was just awesome. It was off the charts. It was, in my opinion, again, definitely one of Kevin Owens' best matches on the main roster. And also, in my opinion, one of the best TLC matches I've seen in the modern day, for sure. Awesome stuff, and, I loved it. And, of course, I thought at first this was going to be the main event, but instead, we had this match. Main event the show. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton in a Firefly Funhouse Inferno match. The first time since 2013 at SummerSlam, with Kane and Bray Wyatt, have we seen fire involved in a match. So, definitely interested in hearing your thoughts on this match, guys. Because obviously going to this match, before they announced this Inferno match, I like the story that was told, and I think based off the results, they're continuing to play on the story, and I think this is where we're finally getting Bray Wyatt transitioning into a babyface. And I think what we got here could work. So, originally, I know a lot of people were concerned because Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton obviously didn't have the best chemistry when they feuded back in 2016 and 2017. It's true. These guys didn't really have the best chemistry. The story was great up until Randy Orton burned down Bray Wyatt's, Bray Wyatt's compound, and then it just went the wrong direction after that. But, so this Inferno match, again, like I said, the story of this whole feud has been Randy Orton now basically is in the head of Bray Wyatt. This time around, Randy Orton, plays the mind games because he knows how to, overcome Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt now is trying to defeat the monster that he had created that turned his back on him and just, again, sent him down a downward spiral by burning down the Wyatt family compound. So, at first when this match starts off, I thought this was going to be a cinematic. I thought this was going to be actually inside the Firefly Funhouse, but it was not. It was inside the ring. And then at first there was no fire, but then Bray Wyatt just lights the place on fire. Bray just stayed in his jacket the entire time. Randy stayed in like a hoodie and some long pants the whole time throughout this match. There was a couple times where Bray Wyatt took like a strap and a couple other things, lit it on fire, and tried to smack Orton with it, and Orton got out of the way. There was a time where they pulled out the Sister Abigail chair, and they set Randy in it, but Bray, did a trail of gasoline, very similar to what Randy did whenever he burned down the Wyatt family compound in 2017. And then Bray lights it on fire, and just when it's about to get Orton in the crotch, Orton jumps up and just misses getting burned. That was a very, very close spot for Bray to win the match. So good back and forth action. But then came the finish. The finish was when Bray Wyatt had Orton in a mandible claw, and then Orton turns around and turns the tables, pushes Wyatt into the wall. His jacket starts burning on fire, and I'm just like, what? Well, first off, the weird part was he didn't ring the bell. But Bray Wyatt starts burning, and he was running back into the ring like he was trying to, put the fire out or something. I don't know what it was. Orton gets back in the ring. RKO's Bray Wyatt while he was on fire, which was pretty badass. And then the flames go out, but, you can kind of, see, I don't know if this was pre-taped. Well, this had to have been pre-taped in some way because of what happened after the finish. But, basically, it looked like, Bray Wyatt was that mechanical monster that Randy Orton just shut off. And then Orton steps out of the ring, turns over the Fiend, who at this point was probably just a dummy, pours gasoline all over the Fiend. I'm like, you're kidding me. Randy Orton may be able to burn down houses, but is he actually going to burn people now? Orton lights a match and tosses it and burns the Fiend's body as we go off the air. Orton wins the match, and he burns the body of the Fiend. Whoa. When you need to light up ratings, you light people on fire, and that's what Randall Keith Orton did. I will say this was good. Much better than the House of Horrors match they had in 2017, that's for sure. Some of the close near falls, such as Orton almost getting his crotch set on fire with that while sitting in Sister Abigail's chair. The weapons being used, like a pickaxe was used. A couple other things. Very unique there. But let's talk about that finish. So, I was a little mixed at first when I saw that the Fiend lost this match. And a lot of you people are concerned too, is this the end of the Fiend? But here's my thing though. You had Goldberg, already, squash the Fiend. You had, the Fiend, not win the title in that Hell in a Cell match last year. We've had the moments where the Fiend was wounded. I would never say the Fiend was completely destroyed. At some point, though, I feel you kind of had to take it in a different direction. And this may have been that way to take the Fiend's character in a different direction. Because like I said, the story plays itself. Randy Orton, again, has dealt with the Fiend in the past. There's history. So this time when they came toe-to-toe, Randy Orton knows the Fiend's weaknesses. Now, it's up to the Fiend to basically become more powerful than those weaknesses that Orton was able to expose, and was able to expose here again by burning his own body. So, If there was a way to transition The Fiend into being a babyface, this may be the way. I would say, you see, it's tough because I'm pretty sure they're still going to do Orton and Edge at Mania, which I'm fine with. The title's not involved. I'm fine with them doing it. But could they maybe do The Fiend and Orton again? I would say keep The Fiend off TV until the Royal Rumble. Have The Fiend in maybe like a different way, like a more powerful way or different version, return at the Rumble and like say cost Orton a match or something like that. And then basically it was like Orton may have lit The Fiend on fire, but just like his past has already made him crazy enough. This takes The Fiend to a different level in his psychotic ways, in some ways, and he becomes an even bigger star. That's what I'm hoping happens. Again, I'm hoping this was not just them writing off The Fiend completely. I'm just hoping this is like them trying to take The Fiend in a different direction. So am I upset about this? No. I'm not upset. Would have been nice. I mean, again, I love Randy Orton, but would have been nice if had somebody else who hasn't gotten a bunch of moments like this have a spot like this. Yeah, like Aleister Black could have done this, or like I don't know, like someone a little more like dark and unique, or someone else that character wise is capable of beating The Fiend. It would have been nice that it could have been someone different besides Randy Orton, but to me, it still works. It still works. Well, for now. Let's see where this leads, but I just thought it was crazy how they literally set a body on fire. Now, I'm pretty sure that was pre-taped. If it was if there was an actual audience there, I don't think we would have gotten that. But because there wasn't an audience there, we could have edited them throwing in a dummy of The Fiend or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure they didn't set Bray Wyatt's actual body on fire. But yeah, crazy ending, but we'll see where it goes. And that, my friends, that is TLC 2020. Great way to end the year. A great show, I thought. Let me see here. 17 votes on the polls. Work grade to give TLC. 64.7% said A. 35.3% said B. Nobody said anything lower. I gave the show a B. A fun show. Some great moments. Some intriguing moments. Some nitpicks. But it was a successful show. I enjoyed it. Especially that TLC match with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. That was just awesome. But let's check the live chat really quick before we go off the air here. Mark gave TLC a thumbs up. I think Bray Wyatt's the face. Towder's review tomorrow. Yeah, Mrs. Cashin was a joke. Charlotte last night thought it was going to be Ronda Rousey. Oh, it would have been Ronda. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't see it. I knew it was going to be Charlotte. Yep, I cut my hair. If I was Asuka, I'd watch my back because sooner or later, her tag team partner might decide she wants the women's title for herself. Oh, she's going to be, for sure. SmackDown TLC was a cluster. The SmackDown TLC match should have been announced as a handicap match. Could have been, yes. Good call on Charlotte. Still want Io Shirai. Would have been awesome. And KO and Reigns steel cage. Nice Christmas gift from WWE. That's for damn sure. But that's going to do it, guys. I'm going to check out. Go watch Raw. Definitely have maybe one or two turnovers coming. Definitely Charlotte. Maybe Sheamus also. We'll wait and see. But yeah, it's going to do it, guys. And also, work's starting to slow down again. So maybe I'll be able to, regain my, my energy, or even so, maybe get more time to do some other stuff on this channel right now. So we'll wait and see. But Raw review or recap, whatever. I'll try to do it tomorrow night. At Wednesday night I have plans, so I probably won't be able to watch NXT or AEW. I might have to just really do highlights for both those shows, even though AEW's on at 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. But we'll see how it goes with the holidays. So guys, well, I'm going to be live again tomorrow, so you'll see me then. But of course, anybody who's in the live chat right now, if I don't get to see you till then, have a safe, blessed, Merry Christmas. Again, I know this year it's not going to be the same with the pandemic and not being able to do what we normally do. But if there's anything I've learned from this year, is again, just never take life for granted. Cherish those moments. Enjoy what you can while you have it. and just have fun. And I hope you all are happy. Love you guys all. Slap like on the video, subscribe, comment my channel, follow me on Twitter at DeMateO'Reilly3, and leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. What were your thoughts, of course, about the Fiend getting burned down? Just let me know, guys. I'm checking out. I'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your Monday night, and peace out, everybody.